I'm probably gonna cry for this next bit.
I just don't think we should ever like a man that much.
Like, I feel the chemistry between the characters when I read her books. I'm a compulsive liar. I'm stressed.
You're kidding.
Is that the squirrel guy? Oh no. Must be the Aussie accent.
Good morning, my loves. I wanted to start a new vlog today because I've realized I'm in the middle of so many books, and by so many I mean I'm in the middle of 4 books, and I hate that feeling. I don't know why, but I'm one of those people who like to read one book from start to finish, complete my review, and then move on to the next, because then my mind is just, you know, solely focused on reviewing the one book. And right now I'm in the middle of 4. My brain's not handling it well, so I need to finish these books so that I can start fresh going into May. Right now it is the 25th of April, so I've got about, I believe it's 6 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days to the 30th. Basically 5.5. It is midday today. I'm currently listening to an audiobook for book number 1, Belladonna. Belladonna, we have been on and off while I've been cleaning around the house. I am enjoying it though, that's the thing. Like, I feel like if I put in the work and I get this done, I could probably do it in one day because I'm almost halfway. Chapter 25, page 220. Like, I am in the thick of it and like things are happening. I'm probably gonna try focus on this book first and then figure out the rest. Yes, she's been on the TBR for quite a while, we know, and I know I'm about 115 pages in. I probably need to go back a few chapters, just refresh my memory, and then continue on because it has been months, and I'm talking months, so we've got to refresh the memory for this one. I just don't know when I'm going to get to that, but I really want to just get it done so it's out of my mind. Next, A Fate Inked in Blood. I am 1 chapter in, started it, and then I got distracted and started another book. I just never picked it back up for the rest of the month, and I was going to put it in a video, but then I don't know, I just went ahead with another book, and I want to get this one done before the end of the month because this is also on my TBR. I have started Spell Shop, which I started reading last night. Don't ask me why. I knew I had all of these books here, but I thought, no, I'm going to read this on my Kindle. Like, I need to start reading it. It comes out in a couple of months. I read 2, maybe 3 chapters last night. It is so good. I have never read this author's work. What is her name? Sarah Durst. I've never read any of their work, and I've just now gone to look on to Goodreads and see like what other books they had, and they've got quite a few, so I'm like maybe gonna go back on the backlist. Not that I need to add any more books to my TBR, but I'm very interested in her writing. Like, it's very beautiful. Like, it's the descriptions that she puts into describing like this cozy little fantasy world. It's not too much, but it's like the perfect amount of like lyrical. It sounds so lovely. Like, I really vibe with her style of writing. So far, like, it's very interesting what's happening. I'm gonna probably continue reading this. I'm not gonna go into too much detail just yet. I'm feeling like what I'll do today is I'm gonna continue on with Belladonna, and then I'll read Spell Shop tonight, which I'll give you an update on each of the books before I start them. In like short for what's happening in this book, Signa has encountered death previously in her life, like pretty early on in her life. Throughout the story, we don't really know if Death is like a real character or if it's like a figment of her imagination. It's just basically got like a lot of like mystery elements mixed in with the gothic feeling. It is a very dark and whimsical, not whimsical maybe, just a dark gothic romantasy. She is getting thrown back in with some of her old relatives, where now there is the mystery element as to why they've brought her into this house, and with a recent relative passing away, there's just lots of things happening. She's now in a place that she doesn't know, and she's trying to understand who she should trust and, you know, who were her friends, because she's never really had friends in her life, and people are now starting to befriend her because of some of the stuff she's inheriting since her relative has passed. Yeah, it's just like a mix of everything. I'm really enjoying it, and yeah, the audiobook is definitely worth a listen if you do want to listen. It is on Spotify as well, so that is where I'm actually listening to it with my Spotify hours. Very much a slow burn romance, and it has the enemies to lovers vibes. I wouldn't say so much of like there is that true enemies there, but there is the very I don't trust you, we don't trust each other vibes. Yeah, so I'm probably going to continue reading this now, and I'll update you once I've got a bit through today. I'm going to try and get this done today because, I mean, it is like quite a large word count. Like I feel like the chapters take a long time to listen to, and I don't want to rush it because there is so much going on. So I've just got it on like 1.2 speed. Usually I'm on like 2 times speed. It is taking me a bit longer, but hopefully I can get this done maybe this afternoon if I just continue listening all day, and then I can continue on with the other books for the next few days.
I'm a compulsive liar. I said that I was going to listen to half that book today. I've got 2 chapters. 2 chapters. I got really distracted today. I really thought I was going to do it and I really can't, but I've read 1 chapter of The Spell Shop because I've been wanting to read it. So I'm going to continue reading that tonight, see how much I get through. I'm at 7% now. Basically, The Spell Shop is about a girl. Her name is Keela. She's an orphan. She's currently living in this town. Actually, I shouldn't say town. It's a big city where she lives inside the library and she looks after the library and all the books in there. She's like obsessed with books and like the spell books. There's a big war going on in the city, and one night the war hits where she is and like she becomes in danger. So she ends up packing up all her favorite books, getting on a ship with her magical friend. He is like a plant that talks. I don't know if he can talk to other people or just her, but he can talk. They got on a boat and they've sailed away, and they've now ended up at an island to their little safe haven that they've got, and she's now realized that she is in a small town or small island that she grew up on, and they've gone back to where her parents had owned a house to see if anyone's living there or if it's abandoned, and that's where they're at now. There's no real plot other than like the survival and making sure that she keeps her books safe. Now she's just met this guy who is apparently the neighbor. He came in and he was like holding this big weapon, I don't know, and she explained who she was, and he's like, oh yeah, I live down the little village like outside where there's like these mer creatures that they look after, and he apparently like runs that area, and he said if they need any help to go see him. So that's basically like the whole plot of like what's happened so far. I don't really know where it's going, but I'm really liking the writing, and so far I'm enjoying the characters and like the banter that they're having, because the plant is just so funny, and like her and his reactions, like their reactions together are just so good. Yeah, I'm gonna continue reading that tonight because I'm so excited. It's so good. So tired this morning. I've woken up with like 4 new pimples on my face. I don't even know what happened last night. How do I wake up with 4 pimples? I'm gonna get out the house. It is sunny outside. Who would have thought? This morning I've just been listening to Belladonna. I thought I was gonna finish the book yesterday, and I probably got through like 3 chapters, and then I read maybe 3 chapters of the spell book. I don't know who I think I am sometimes, but this morning I've been listening to Belladonna a lot more intentfully. Is that probably the right word? And then I've just been cleaning around the house, having my breakfast, listening to it. So yeah, I'm probably going to go for a walk. I'm probably not going to listen to it, probably listen to a podcast on the walk, and then I'll come back and listen to it again once I'm back. Eaten my lunch, and now I am going to do some washing and cleaning up. I'm currently listening to the audiobook. I just got a new copy of Happy Place because I realized I never actually bought like the hardback. I know Funny Story just released yesterday and I've got to go pick it up this weekend. And I was like, I want to have a hardback of Happy Place to put next to my Funny Story. I went and bought one secondhand. I was like, cute, it's got the sprayed edges, like perfect, it's in great condition. She said it's been read once, but it looks brand new. I was like, perfect. Why did I not notice that there was a sticker? Oh my god, I needed to look more closely when I was buying it. I'm gonna have to buy another copy now because this will look cute. Like maybe if I take off the dust jacket, have it out, nice and cute. I'm gonna need a new copy because that's ugly. Good morning, my loves. It is actually Sunday. I don't even think I filmed yesterday because when I was trying to film, I thought I clicked film and then just started doing what I was doing and then checked, and I was like, oh my god, I did not time-lapse this whole thing. Basically yesterday I was listening to audiobooks all day while I was painting my room. I'm finally painting my room. Oh god, people walking past. Yeah, I've painted my room. I've started 2 walls because I don't want to move everything out of my room, so I've just like pushed everything to one corner and then did like 2 walls, and then I'll do the same maybe this week or next weekend. I don't know yet. It just depends on like time and like what's gonna work best. So I'll figure out the other 2 walls soon. But we started it. We're gonna go to the movies and we're gonna go see the Challenges movie, which I'm so excited to see Zendaya. I've heard so many great things about it. Yesterday, while I was painting, since you didn't get to see, I was actually listening to the audiobook for Party World by Abby Jimenez. Okay, I don't know why I stopped reading this at page like 100, because this book is so fucking good and I always enjoy an Abby Jimenez book, so I'm like, why did I think that this wasn't the exception? The exception? Abby Jimenez knows how to write a fucking book. I am page 276, chapter 29. We're like right in this isn't going to work between us sort of moment, and I'm really hoping that there's not going to be like a third act breakup. It seems like we're going to get like our first little mini breakup now. I'm really sorry if you can hear the rain. It is raining so much today, but it could be therapeutic for you, so I hope that's the case. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I'm enjoying this so much. I love the characters. I feel very attached to them at this stage. There is a age gap between the 2 main characters, Alexis and Daniel. Daniel is actually younger, which I don't usually read. Would you say it's a reverse age gap? It's just an age gap, but he's the younger one in this situation. She is a doctor and he is bed and breakfast sort of host. He owns like a little B&B in the middle of his little small town, but he also creates furniture. He's just a man of all trades. Like, he can do everything. He's a carpenter. He's still like your typical small town man, but he's not your grumpy small town man. Like, he is a man who's self-assured, he is confident, he knows what he wants, he is just a very straightforward and very open person. I don't know, he just gets it really, because like Alexis has been brought up in like a very educated, very wealthy family background of doctors. It is a long line of doctors in her family. That's like her sort of background, her growing up, but he is like from a very small town. Everyone knows everything, everyone's helps out no matter where they can, and he's just very kind and gentle. And the way he handles being around her, where she's always had everything decided for her, he sort of helps them like become a new person and like find out who she is and what she wants for herself. It's very like fun dynamic to watch. She doesn't know how to cook, so he'll go, all right, well, let's go to the shops, and then they start picking up random things in the shop, and then they come back to the house and he teaches her how to cook. She doesn't know how to like chop a potato. Like, he doesn't judge her for that, but he's very open to just teaching her how to do it. Like, he enjoys being around her, even if it's, you know, something as small as like you don't know how to cook. Like, he enjoys just teaching her that. Abby Jimenez is very good at writing those types of relationships where usually like you read about the grumpy man or someone who's, you know, deep down he's grumpy to everyone around him. But I feel like Abby Jimenez is very good at writing characters that are truly just very sweet and lovely people to their core, no matter what. Like, even if someone may come off as grumpy, like in, you know, her Yours Truly book, if someone truly knows the character in their life, they wouldn't describe them as grumpy, even though they may come off as that. They're actually really good people. She's just very good at writing those lovely, sweet, wholesome men. Like, I feel the chemistry between the characters when I read her books, and that's hard to get sometimes. I feel like a lot of books, it's either hit or miss. Like, sometimes you really feel the chemistry, and like her books are definitely that. There is tension. Belladonna, update you on that. I have maybe like 4 or 5 chapters to go. It started getting really intense and I wasn't filming, so I stopped filming and I was like, oh, I'll just film it later and show you my reaction to the ending. I never got around to it, so I've still got 5 chapters of that to go, which probably will be tomorrow. And I've not read any more of The Spell Shop, and I haven't even touched a Fate in Dim Blood. I've got till the 30th, and it is the 28th. I have 2 days. Tonight, I'm going to get 2 books done. I'm going to continue reading The Spell Shop. Hopefully, I can get The Spell Shop done tomorrow. 1.5 days to finish a Fate in Dim Blood. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Like, I'm going to have to put in the work today. Why do I do this to myself? Anyways, I'm going to go shopping, and then I'm going to read. It's already started. I'm probably gonna cry for this next bit, and I just know it. I'm crying over a love confession. Now this is something new. People are coming past. Oh my god, that was stressful. Okay, I'm up to chapter 32. You know how I just said we were at chapter 32? I was like, oh, I'll turn off the recording. There's still quite a bit till the end. 2 pages down. Something's just happened. And I'm stressed. No, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna end bad. This is, fuck. I can't read. I cannot read this. No, this is gonna break my fucking heart. No. No, I'm already crying. No. Stop. I can't read it. I already know where this is going. Is that the squirrel guy? Is that the squirrel guy? Is that the squirrel guy? Oh no. I don't know if I can read this chapter. I'm actually not being dramatic at all. Like, this is gonna be hard. Shit. Fuck, I can't read this. Fuck. I'm scared. I don't think I've cried happy tears then sad tears within like a few chapters in a very long time. That's a lie. Probably my last vlog. Wow, that was so good. I'm gonna need to debrief on this and think about my review because I just don't know what I'm gonna rate it yet. But wow, that was beautiful. Nice big grand gesture at the end as well. I painted! Isn't that crazy? I feel like it's been months. Literal fucking months. I've only done half the room, so we've still got another 2 walls to go. But that's fine. At least we're halfway through, and then we're going to do the skirtings and the architraves next. And then we're installing some new floors, so we'll have a whole new room soon. It is Monday now. I'm going to probably continue listening to my audiobooks today because I've still got to finish Belladonna. I'm like a quarter of the way through the spell shop, and I've still got a faked Indian blood. I don't think I'm going to be able to get this all done. I've been doing my household chores while listening to a faked Indian blood, but now I'm going to finish the rest of Belladonna, and I'm probably just going to record the ending. I feel like it's going to end on a cliffhanger, so I want to get that on film. I don't know how I stopped myself last time when I was listening to it because it was in the middle of so much that was happening. Up to chapter, I'm at 42. There's literally this much left. I'm nervous. All right, let's do this. You're kidding. Oh my god. You're kidding. What? she could do that. Oh my god. I need a break. That was one chapter was enough. Oh my lord. Let's go get this package. Feels like a book. I can't believe I've got this. Last year, my top read of the year was a new release that came from an author called Olivia Darling. Fear the Flames, I've talked about it so many times on this channel. It's now being traditionally published, as I've also mentioned, because that's now delayed the second book being released, because she has actually rewritten the first book but slightly changed a few things and taken bits out that were she deemed like necessary or unnecessary. Now it's been republished. I think it's coming out very, very soon. I've just got the arc for this. I've just seen the cover. Now we have to wait till the second book, which I believe is going to be out like early next year, which I don't mind as long as she's taking her time and she's making it as good as the first book. Like, I'm happy to wait. Like, that is not the issue. But I had to get my hands on the arc. Even though I've read the book, I messaged the team saying that, is there any arcs available? I've seen a few people receiving them. Have you got any left? I don't usually do this, but I really want to promote this book. Like, this is one of my favorite books. They've put me on a wait list and they finally came back to me and said, yep, we've got one. I'll send you one. Like, what's your details? This is the indie cover, Fear the Flames by Olivia Rose Darling. I have tabbed the absolute you-know-what out of it. One of my favourite reads of the entire year. Like, this has the best banter, the best found family. Like, I just fell in love with all the characters in this book, including side characters that weren't technically having a love story. I've got the art copy. I can't, like, I have to reread it now because I need to know what she's taken out and what she's kept. If there are scenes in here that aren't in this, I'm going to be very disappointed. Especially there's one at the brothel. It needs to be in there. Like, if it's not in there, I'm going to be very sad. Look how beautiful she is. Oh my god, no. I'm very happy. That was a very good break. Let's get back to this book. Not much to go and something big just happened. Oh. I knew it. Wait, so he knows? Ah, because she wasn't allowed. Oh my god. Right, that's why he made that comment. Oh, it makes so much sense. I knew he had to come into it somewhere, like he had to. Oh my god. I don't know where I'm gonna sit with this rating. Right now I'm feeling like it's a 4-star read. The start was a bit slow for me, but it did build up. There was a little bit of a plot twist that came out, but I already was feeling that because I don't want to give too much away, but if anyone's watched Vampire Diaries, there's a name that is used in both this book and that show, and that sort of made me picture and piece together what could be the plot twist. I like saw that coming, so that was sort of like all the little plot twists that all came together in that same chapter. I would say I didn't know all of them. I was thinking, yeah, so that's why I'm thinking maybe this is a 4-star, but it was still like so much fun to like read the mystery element of this. Just freshly finished obviously off my brain, but yeah, I just feel like the start really didn't capture me as quickly. Like, there was moments where I'm like, oh, I really enjoy this, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I'm a bit bored again, and then it would bring me back in. For it to be a 5-star, I need for it to be continually drawing me in, and I don't want to stop. For me to be able to just stop and start so easily and go between other books, I mean, it has to be either me going into a slump or it just was the book, and I haven't gone into a slump, so it's definitely the book. Probably going to think on this a bit longer and I'll give you my final thoughts at the end, but yeah, I feel like it could be a 4-star, but I just don't know. I'm either going to continue this for a couple of hours and then I'll go read The Spell Shop again tonight, just because I want to try get some more done. I mean, I'm only like less than a quarter of the way in, maybe just under 100 pages. Probably gonna try and hit like maybe 100, 150, and then tonight I'll read The Spell Shop because I just keep thinking about it.
like very insta-lovey, like with how much they're already fighting for each other's safety, but also like confessing their attraction to each other, and we're already at page 60. It's a bit too early. Like it should have been a little bit more of a tension build up before we even get to the point of saying like, oh, I think you're so handsome. I don't want that insta-loviness. Like I really love a slow burn. You know, it takes a while for the attraction to build, well, not even to build, but like to understand like their feelings. She's already putting him on like a pedestal, if that makes sense, and like we really shouldn't be giving men that sort of like grace, really. Like we really shouldn't be giving them that sort of grace to be able to put them on a pedestal straight away. Like they've been together in almost every chapter since the book started, and I feel with a fantasy book, for it to be good, like you need to have the characters' own plots that are driving and like their own separate things happening. Maybe not my style of writing that I would like for a fantasy book, and how I would want like the characters to come together. We'll just have to see if my mind changes, because right now I'm not really enjoying it. He's back again. Not one chapter without him. Right now there's like a jealousy scene, and we're at page 68, and she's like going feral in her mind about it. I just don't think we should ever like a man that much. Like it should be like a 6-month thing. I don't want to meet a man, hang out with him 3 times, and then be obsessively jealous over everything he's doing. He's back again. I swear he has been in every single chapter. Like it can't just be like a chapter about like what she's doing. Like he's somehow there.
Good morning, besties. It is the final day. I am on the home sprint to get these books done. Let's give you a little update of like what I read last night. Got to 38% for a spell shop. Oh, my battery's low, which isn't too bad, but I'm still like a bit disappointed in that, so I'm gonna try get a bit of that done now before I go on my morning walk. A Fate Inked in Blood, which is the hardest title to ever say out loud. I don't know why it's like a tongue twister. A Fate Inked in Blood. A Fate Inked in Blood. Must be the Aussie accent. I only got to page 85 mid-chapter. I look terrible this morning. Okay, I just had a big shower because my hair was feeling disgusting. I'm talking gustin'. It was disgusting. Ugh. Couldn't deal with it. And now my skin is still not great. I've been on medication for months now, and they've just referred me to a dermatologist. Yeah, it's clearing up a little bit, but like I still have flare-ups all the time, and I just want to feel good about my skin. Like there's still so much scarring. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, today's another dedicated reading day. Maybe do some editing for this vlog. A very minor surgery in 2 days. It's literally local anesthetic. It's nothing crazy, but I have to go to hospital for it, which is very gross. I probably shouldn't be telling the internet this, but I have like this cyst that's like on my like rib cage area. I don't know why, but it just flares up every few years, like usually around times like where I'm very stressed, and I've had it for maybe like 5 or 6 years. Like it'll be so minuscule you can hardly feel it, but then all of a sudden it'll flare up this big in circumference. And then the second time it was like the size of a golf ball, and I was very scared, and I was like, this isn't normal. I want to get this cut out. I was on antibiotics. It's now like even smaller than it's ever been. Like it's tiny, like smaller than a pea. They're gonna cut it out, so I have to go to like a plastic surgeon to get it cut out. It's gonna be nothing. I don't have to think about it, and hopefully it never comes back. Anyway, let's continue reading, shall we? I should probably give you guys like an update for the spell shop. So far at 38%, not like a lot's happened, because obviously it is like a cozy mystery fantasy. I mean, I don't know if it's really mystery just yet, but there's a lot going on. Stuff that's not around them that we don't have answers for yet. Basically, like, she's left that town that had the fire. She's now on the island, and she's been like setting up her life using the books, and which now they've finally just said that like, they're going to open up the spell shop, which is obviously the name of the book, and we're just now getting to her like setting up the spell shop. Like, and not a lot has happened, but also it's just like been really fun to go along the adventure with, because firstly the banter between like everyone in the town and everyone that she's met that are like her neighbors, and also obviously her plant friend. He is like the funniest part of the book, because like he just, when there's like awkward moments and things, like he'll just like cut the tension like with these one-liners, that comedic relief that we really need, and I just love him so far. I'm really enjoying the neighbor that she's met. Like we're slowly getting to know a little bit more about him, and also like the small town. I would be reading a cozy fantasy because I don't really read cozy fantasies. It's like it's taken out obviously all of the politics and everything that's, you know, the words and all that stuff that we don't. Like, usually for me it's like quite taxing to read because you're just it takes up a lot of your mental brain, like your mental capacity, like your brain capacity to trying to like understand what's happening, and also there's just a lot going on. But this is just like all the fun parts of the fantasy that I love. Maybe cozy fantasy might be for me. Really thoroughly enjoying this book. I still had a hot flush go through me when he touched me or when he looked at me. Like we're like 10 chapters in. Like let's slow roll. This is feeling a bit insta lobby. I'm not vibing. I'm honestly gonna give it one more chapter, and if not, I might have to give this one a DNF. Basically, I've decided that I'm going to DNF this book. My reason being is it's very slump worthy. Like, I feel myself going into a slump while reading this. It felt like the characters were lusting over each other too much, and that was where I was sort of drawing the line, because I felt like every 2 minutes it was something to do with the other character and how attracted they were, and I was like, I'm not actually invested in plot or who these people are. Like, it was purely just the lust and attraction for the characters towards each other. That was all they were thinking about, even in the most dangerous and high stakes times where like there was fighting scenes and things going on where their life is in danger, and then all of a sudden they're looking at the other person thinking about how attractive they are. It really wasn't like hitting the way it was meant to hit with the characters. And I also feel like the time period that it was meant to be set in, like a Viking era. I've read a pirate book before, and like the vocabulary that's used when reading it is relevant to those characters and that time period that it's set in. My hair is terrible. Just ignore my hair. Oh my god, it is so bad. No. Tash, what is going on? Okay, we're doing like a 2012 messy bun from my high school days. As I was saying, like with the Viking era that this is in, similar to like a pirate era, I would say, like way back when, relevant to that time period, when they're talking like they're on TikTok or, you know, just 21st century vocabulary, it really takes you out of the story. They start talking, oh, my husband's such a narcissist. Honey, you would not be using that word back then. Really not hitting the way I thought it was going to hit. I had such high expectations for this. It was just like a lot of the same thing repeating. She's in a dangerous situation, she's lusting over Bjorn, and then put in another situation where she doesn't like it, she gets out of it, but then she's lusting over Bjorn again. It wasn't fun for me. I'm gonna stop reading this. I don't know if it's a soft DNF or a hard DNF just yet, but right now I'm leaning towards more of like a hard DNF. No. That's a no. Back to Spell Shop. I am about 75% in, so I have been reading that all day today, and I think maybe reading a good fantasy next to a fantasy that's maybe more on like the lustful, spicy side is really like where my comparisons are like, wow, this is just not on the same level. They are worlds apart. It's sort of made my life a bit easier knowing that I'm going to DNF this book, because I was thinking I'm not going to get through these books. Hey guys, it's actually 3 days later. I've now actually had the surgery that I'd mentioned in the video, and I've had some time to think about my reviews. I apologize for how I look right now, because I swear I've looked horrible across this entire vlog, but I'm still gonna put it up. I think I'm getting too comfortable with YouTube now where I just don't wear makeup. I used to try so hard and like put on like a fresh face every single time, but now it just feels like a diary. Like I'm just reporting to you, I'm on FaceTime, like you guys are my best friends. Let's go through the reviews. So starting with A Fate Inked in Blood by Danielle J. Jensen. It was definitely a hard DNF. I don't think I'll ever pick this one back up. I think I was too frustrated with the lust side of their relationship. It was not really an emotional connection. It was purely just physical. I could see the insta-love trope like forming too quickly, and it just, if I finished this book, it would have probably been between a 2 and a 3 star. And that's me
being generous and nice at this stage. Like, I don't know if it would have kept annoying me or if I would have just get further down the line and still ended up not finishing the book. So rather than go through the pain, just nip it in the bud and say, yeah, it's not for me. Which is sad, because I mean, I did buy like the Sprayed Edges edition. I did have really high hopes knowing that everyone else was excited for it, but maybe me and this author just don't vibe. Going into Belladonna, my final rating is a 4-star. Maybe because it was such a slow start for me, that was probably where my lower rating came from. However, I did enjoy like the process of everything and story and plotline of how everything unraveled. I think the mystery and the gothic themes were just really fun, and yeah, they were just refreshing, I think, from like all my recent reads that I've had, so I did really enjoy that. But yeah, again, I think the plot twists, some of them were quite easy to guess. Maybe what held me back from giving this a higher rating was that I did listen to the audiobook, so maybe if I did read it physically, maybe that might have changed my opinion on the book. But as it stands, it's definitely still a 4-star. That was audio and also partially hybrid reading it. I could also say the same for this one, but then again, the actions would still be the same. Heart of You All by Abby Jimenez. We know that this was on my TBR for so long. I am so grateful to have this done and completed, and I'm so happy that I ended up actually finishing the book. I know maybe the soft DNF was the right thing at the time, because I probably wouldn't have enjoyed it as much as I did reading it this time around. The only things that were hindering me from giving this a 5-star was probably the repetitiveness at the end with the characters. What's her name again? Oh my god. Alexa saying to Daniel that she didn't want to be in the relationship because, you know, they weren't right for each other. She was just being very repetitive in that sense, and I was just like, come on, let's not do a third act breakup for no reason. But I'm probably going to give this 4.25. 4.5 I probably would have given it if I ended up reading the whole thing all within one time frame rather than soft DNFing and starting again. So yeah, I'm probably gonna give this 4.25. Wasn't my favorite Abby Jimenez book. I mean, yours truly is like up there, but again, I just miss being in her world, so I definitely will be picking up some more of her books again soon. Really good though, I loved it. Spell Shop I actually finished on the Tuesday night, so I did get it done by the end of the month. Technically I have finished all the books within the time frame, even though I did actually DNF one. I'm gonna take that as a win, so I'm just saying. Started off really strong with this book. Again, through the middle, really strong. Towards the end, what I noticed was that it was lacking the emotional relationship that I wanted. I think I wanted more of a romance in this book. Not to say that the actual story was not like up to par. I think it was more that when they did actually kiss for the first time, I was like, that was out of the blue. Like, I was expecting more like that tension build up. So that was probably what it was lacking for me. I think the romance wasn't what I was expecting, but it was still such a fun mystery, cozy romance fantasy book. I'm losing my wording, but you get what I mean. At the start as well, like the descriptive way of the writing I was in love with. I really enjoyed like the lyricalness to it, but towards the end I was a bit like, okay, there's a lot of inner dialogue happening rather than actual dialogue with these characters as well. Like, even between conversations, sometimes there would be a page of inner dialogue before like it jumps back into the same conversation that they were having the page prior. It held back like the book for me a little bit. I started getting a bit like lost in like these overly descriptive things towards the end. Like, she'd already explained everything in the book, so I didn't really need to know all this extra information towards the end. And I think that's where the relationship between Keela and Lyron were lacking, that they didn't have. Like, they had conversations, but I don't think they had enough for them to form a real love for each other. I'm probably gonna give it a 3.75. I think the romance was lacking, but what made it so good was like the found family in there and all the side characters. Just the general island community was like my favorite part of it. So this was still a standalone. I think I probably will still continue to read this author's work. Probably wouldn't like go out of my way to like read their backlist at the moment, but anything new I probably still continue to read. All the books I've read this vlog, I actually did pretty well. Like, I think I did okay. I mean, I got 2 books that were over 4 stars, so that's just good win anyway as it is. But yeah, no 5 stars this vlog. I think my last vlog may have taken out all the 5 stars for at least the next couple of months, so we'll see if I get any more anytime soon. Very successful. I'm glad to get 3 books off my physical TBR and just be up to date now, and I can read book by book, which is just going to make me feel so much better. I hate having lots of books that I'm in the middle of, so it just feels like a bit of a fresh start now, which is nice. I'm going to love you and leave you here. I will try to be more presentable in my next vlog, but I think you'll just be getting all of this. I'm very sorry. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.